Hi guys, what's up, it's your girl Charla. Today I'm going to show you how to make some delicious vegan friendly Cho Cho soup. It's really simple. I cannot wait to show you how to make it, so let's get to it. So these are the ingredients that you're going to need. You're going to need some Cho Cho. Some people refer to it as Cristavine. I know there's some islands that call it Cristavine. So it's the same thing, Cho Cho, Cristavine. Also, some people know it as Chayote or vegetable squash. So it's pretty much the same thing. So you want to get some of those. You're also going to use some vegetable broth or vegetable stock as well. I'm using my homemade version of that. Some coconut milk. The coconut milk makes it creamy without being too overbearing in terms of taste, so I do recommend you use coconut milk and not almond milk. You're also going to need some olive oil as well. I have some shadow burning. It's also known as cilantro to some people. I really like to use that in a lot of my recipes. I also have a small amount of scotch bonnet as well, just to give it a kick. I don't want it really spicy, but I also like to have some heat in there as well. So how much you use really does depend. You can use a whole one, which will be very hot, or you can just use a small amount like I'm doing. Always remember that the heat is in the membrane area. You're also going to need some fresh thyme as well. So I've already taken it off the stem and just put it in that small bowl. My base ingredients, so that's some onion, garlic, and some ginger, and some black pepper and pink salt to taste. So the first thing that we need to do is to line a baking tray. So I have my baking tray lined with some parchment paper that I've already cut, and then I'm going to just pour some olive oil onto the parchment paper because we want to roast the Cho Cho first of all. So we need to prepare our baking tray for roasting, and then once we've done that, we can just set it to a side. So the next thing we need to do now is to chop the Cho Cho ready for roasting. So I have a baking tray here, and then I just have a knife, and I'm just going to slice the Cho Cho in half, and then I'm just going to just chop it up. It doesn't really matter how you chop it, just as long as you've just broken it down into smaller pieces. Another thing as well, in terms of the skin, I left the skin on for the soup. Some people like to remove the skin, but because my Cho Cho is blemish free, it doesn't have any type of flaws on the skin, I keep it on, because sometimes you can find with Cho Cho that you do find some small spots on the skin, and those are the bits that, if depending on the recipe that I'm making, I will just remove the skin. But for this one, I'm keeping it on because we're going to be using all of the Cho Cho, and also the skin has fiber as well, so I do recommend just keeping the skin as long as the skin is in good condition. If it's not, then you'll need to just remove it before you do this step what I'm doing, which is just chopping it. So I'm just going to chop both of the Cho Cho and then put it to the side and show you guys what it looks like once I've chopped it up. So this is what the Cho Cho should look like once you've chopped it up. As you can see, it's just nice pieces that you can work with for roasting. So the next thing we need to do now, with that baking tray that we've already lined and greased, we need to just place that Cho Cho on the baking tray. You also want to make sure that the Cho Cho is not really overlapping and it has plenty of room. So when you're adding to the baking tray, you just want to just spread it out and make sure that they're not really overlapping too much. In terms of baking, it does take, or roasting, sorry, not baking. In terms of roasting, it does take some time. It took about 40 minutes for mine to roast, but it's really important that you just persevere with the roasting process, because the roasting process is going to make your soup really taste really nice. It's going to enhance and deepen the depth of the flavor. So please don't skip this step. Please just persevere with it. It'll take about 30-40 minutes. You'll see that the Cho Cho starts to go golden brown, so you just want to just flip it over a few times and keep an eye on it when you're roasting the Cho Cho, and then I will show you once I've roasted mine what yours should look like too. One thing that I forgot to say as well is that you also want to coat the top of the Cho Cho with some olive oil as well. So just get a pastry brush and just lightly coat the top with some olive oil before you put it in the oven to roast. So this is what the Cho Cho looks like after about, say, 40 minutes. As you can see, it's slightly golden and nicely roasted. And let's pick one up and show you guys what it looks like. And that's pretty much how it is. So we just want to put it to the side for now. So now, as you can see here, I have a medium-sized saucepan, and what I'm going to do now is just add some olive oil. I also have it on about medium heat, and I'm going to add the base ingredients, and this is pretty much my go-to for most recipes. So I have my onion, garlic and ginger. Sometimes I use ginger depending on the recipe. So onion, garlic and ginger for this recipe. This is what I call my base ingredients. So I add those and I'm just going to saute until they're soft and translucent. So it's going to take a few minutes for them to get soft and translucent. So now that I've cooked my base ingredients, I'm going to add the other ingredients. So that's my shadow banin, my thyme and scotch bonnet. And I'm just going to incorporate them and stir them with my base ingredients for a few minutes. So now I'm going to add my vegetable broth, followed by my coconut milk, and then I'm going to add the roasted Cho Cho. Once I've added all of the ingredients, I like to my base of the soup to simmer for about, say, 5 minutes. So I just leave it on medium low heat to simmer, just so all the flavors blend together before, or should I say meld together, sorry, before I make it into a pureed soup consistency. So just leave it for about 5 minutes and then we can move on to pureeing it. So this is what the soup looks like after about 5 minutes. I'm just going to give it a quick stir before I transfer it into my blender to puree. So I have my blender here and I'm going to just pour the contents of the soup into my blender. So be really careful when you do that because it's really hot and you don't want to burn yourself. You can also use one of those immersion stick blenders if you don't have one of these blenders instead, or a food processor, but I do recommend blender because it does make it a lot smoother. So once I've added all of that, I'm just going to put the lid on for my blender and just blitz it into a smooth consistency and show you guys what it looks like once it's ready and nice and smooth. So now I'm going to remove the lid and show you guys what the soup looks like. I'm just going to use a ladle to show you guys that the soup is really silky smooth and it's ready to be served. I'm also going to add my salt and pink salt and black pepper as well, and just stir that in as well. So the only thing you need to do now is just to serve yourself a delicious bowl of Cho Cho soup. Who knew that Cho Cho could make a really delicious soup? I promise you, even for people who don't normally like Cho Cho, you will be impressed with this soup. It's also great for people who are of Caribbean heritage and you're looking for healthy recipes, especially ones that you can lose weight with. This soup you will lose weight with. This is great for weight loss, but it's also good if you just want to have it as an alternative to like Saturday soup as well. I know that's a tradition for us to have Saturday soup. You can have this one instead, especially if you're going through some dietary requirements. This is one that I do recommend. It's really, really nice. I know it sounds biased, but it's really, really nice. I managed to get my family to have this soup as well, and I managed to convert them with a lot of Caribbean recipes and just modified them. I promise you that you will like this recipe. Please make it, please. It will make my day if you make it, and if you comment and say that you've made it as well, that would make my day as well. So thank you so much for watching this video. Definitely give it a try. As I always say, like, comment. If you comment, that will really motivate me and let me know that I'm not just talking to myself when I'm making these recipes. And most of all, subscribe as well if I can get my words out. Thank you for watching the video, and I will catch you on the other side.